When we talk about sightings, we're talking about objects that have been seen by Navy or Air Force pilots or have been picked up by satellite imagery that, frankly, engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for, or traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier without a sonic boom. So, in short, things that we are observing that are difficult to explain. That information is being gathered and will be put out in a way that the American people can see. We always, when we see these things, Maria, we always look for a plausible explanation. Weather can cause disturbances, visual disturbances. Sometimes we wonder whether or not our adversaries have technologies that are a little bit further down the road than we thought or that we realized. But there are instances where we don't have good explanations for some of the things that we've seen. And, when that information becomes declassified, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about that.
The Pentagon has been conducting classified hearings on UFOs for more than a decade. We know very little about what they've found. But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. That's a direct quote. We're not exactly sure what they mean by that.
Tasked with investigating UFOs could be forced to give reports to the public every 6 months. That's because, according to the New York Times, the Senate Intel Committee is calling for greater transparency from the unit on what they see in the sky. Previously, these encounters were only held in classified briefings. It all comes after the Pentagon released videos taken by Navy pilots of odd encounters in the sky with things the pilots could not explain.
Where do you think we're going with this?
I don't think that most news organizations will cover this persistently until the alien king breaks into the 6 o'clock news and demands obedience, right? I think they're going to persist in ignoring it because there's just a lot of social pressure to scoff. The default setting in DC is secrecy. There are still documents from the First World War, which was 102 years ago, that are classified. So there's a lot of information in Washington that ought to be public, but that is not.
Before you leave office, will you let us know if there's aliens? Because this is the only thing I really want to know. I want to know what's going on. Would you ever open up Roswell?
So many people ask me that question.
I know, it sounds almost ridiculous, but it's actually the real question I want to know.
It sounds like a cute question, but it's actually, there are millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So you're saying you may declassify?
Oh.
You'll take it?
Well, I'll have to think about that one.